Hey guys, welcome back. It's Danny Dot and her podcast. How's everyone been? I know it's been about a week since we had the beautiful Hayley on my podcast. Wow, what a ride. I can't. It was just so much fun having a guest and not talking to yourself, but at the same time, I don't mind it. What'd you think? What'd you think of Hayley? She's a beautiful character and I was so excited to have her on, but I got super nervous, as I do with every time I start podcasting. I think the day before I know that I'm going to record, my brain just turns into this swirly tornado of mush where I'm just like, I've got to get it off my chest. I've got to talk about this. I've got to talk about that. So maybe when I talked with Hayley, it came out a little bit, sped up or whatever, but she gets me. And I absolutely had the best time with her as my first guest. So thanks to you, Hayley. I just also want to say thank you to the new followers. We absolutely surged past 1,000 listens. And I was just sitting there I have a small following in a sense. Social media is kind of 1 to 2, 300 people at most. And to think that randomly there's 700 extra people out in the world that have heard from different people that you should have a listen to my podcast is just so special. And I can't even thank you guys enough, because this is just a hobby, I love this so much, and it took me a year to actually get the guts to start doing this. And anyway, we'll get on with some other things to do with that podcast stuff later. First of all, I just wanted to say, just really quickly off the bat, I had 2 friends in the last fortnight who lost their fathers. They don't know each other. They just have had a really unfortunate time losing their dads. So I just wanted to have, from the Danny Dot community, a bit of a pause for my friends Monique and Mickey who lost their dads. You guys, I'm thinking of you, and I think the Danny Dot community also will be thinking of you ladies. Miss you guys heaps, and hope that, grief is just, it's going to be shit for a while, let's be honest. My brother Jack passed away 3 years ago last Wednesday, and I thought I was fine. I was like, yep, I got it. I'm sweet. And then I went out for a wine tasting with a couple of my nearest and dearest, and I broke down. And I just was like, where did that come from? So from all of us, Mon and Mickey, massive hugs to you ladies. It's not going to be easy. I also wanted to do a spot on, I got wind that our favourite, not pug, but my friend's dog Frank, who me and Hayley talked about last Friday, he actually has an injury right now. So I want to send out a massive get well soon to our little friend Frank. There's too many weird things happening with injuries and deaths at the minute, and it's freaking me out. So from all of us, get well soon, Frank. I just wanted to start on something quite fun. Where's my bit of paper? So last week I had the privilege of activating my work credit card. I don't know why I have this. I'm scared. And so my boss put in my calendar that I could go to Alex and Alexandra for you internationals. It's about, 20 minutes down the road. I never go there. So I had to go to the BNZ, activate this credit card, and she put in my work diary to grab some lunch. I want to also do a shout out to whoever Dylan T is from the KFC drive-thru. You made my day. I know that KFC Alexandra gets a bad rap, and yeah, I had some hesitations. I don't eat enough takeaways to compare. And I was sort of freaking out that I was making a bad decision. I should go around the corner to Industry Lane, have the best bloody food. But no, I went to KFC. And so I pull up in the drive-thru and I'm hesitating because I'm like, I don't know what I want. And this sweetheart of a guy was just sitting there and he was like, what do you feel like? And I was like, I have a massive love of Zinger or Wicked Wings. And I was sort of trying to navigate the menu. I wanted a lunchbox and I wanted some extra chicken. Rah, rah, rah. Get up to the actual window. And he's like, what's your favorite drink? And I'm like, Fanta. And already I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be fine. I'm not going to be like ripped off. I'm not going to catch syphilis off the FBOSS machine like I thought I would. And he's gone away for like 3 minutes, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this dude in the drive-through window doesn't need to leave me in my car. Like he could come back and, tell me if there's going to be like a delay because you're cooking wicked wings or whatever, but he didn't. He went away and he's come back and he says, your snack burger patty was going to take an extra 2 minutes, so I upgraded you to a zinger patty. I don't know if I should actually be doing this, like, making a bit of a shout out for Dylan, because I don't want him to get into trouble because he didn't need to do that. But we need more people like him in the world, because not only did he make me feel really like welcome and not awkward like I was being rushed, he upgraded my meal because he knows what I like. And I was just sitting there like, okay, 10 out of 10. I actually just have had the best time in the KFC drive-thru. Unbeknown to when I got home and I turfed the bloody, Zinger box packaging in the bin, and Mum was like, did you have KFC? No, Suze. But yeah, so that was an experience in itself. And when I was in BNZ, I was activating my work credit card, and the lady behind the counter felt the need to do a whole overhaul on my actual personal account. I was like, listen, my boss knows that I'm gone for like an hour. Don't be doing this overhaul on my account. Like, I don't need it. So to be leaving Alexandra with my KFC and my activated credit card and having a good old chat with Dylan in the window at the drive-thru, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good to go home. So the whole point of this podcast is actually to acknowledge, so yes, I got a job upgrade 60 days into the new year. No, I don't know what I'm doing, so don't ask. But I did have a budget. I've been playing with this budget for a good, 3 fortnight rotations of pays. And I'm like, okay, well, what works, what doesn't? How much should I be like allowing myself to have at the end of a pay, like just for fun spending? I felt myself becoming really like, I don't know, I got this like really, I was stressed out because I hadn't brought anything, and I was just sitting there like, this is annoying because I love to shop. And so I thought, what could I do which would also be really great for my podcast, which would get me through this rut of not spending any money and actually feeling good again? So I purchased 3 things, 1 off TikTok, 2 off Instagram. And when you have those repetitive ads and you just start, being convinced that something's going to work, I was like, okay, look, I don't care. It was an easy $100 on 3 purchases. I was like, this is for research only. And I wanted to share with you guys just because I wouldn't have shared anything if it didn't work. And it's crazy. I was like, okay, I'm seeing this. This needs to be shared. It's a shame this isn't video, this segment, but I'm just going to tell you, like, from my opinion, not a professional's, but the first product, I'm not sure if you're aware of a brand called Hi Smile. It's a teeth whitening thing. And, like, look, it's pretty convincing. And I must say that, like, the ads are very believable. You can have, like, bleached white smile. My understanding is that it's 2 guys in, like, Australia, maybe even Brisbane, because I'm pretty sure that I've seen something about where these fellas live in Brisbane. And so I brought these PHP pads where it's just like a teeth whitening strip, and I thought, oh yeah, this is, I love coffee, I love Coca-Cola. How much bleaching is it actually going to do? So I get it, and I'm not going to lie, the packaging looks a little bit cheap, and it clearly says everywhere made in Thailand, so I'm thinking, oh great, am I going to put something in my mouth that's going to like react and I'm going to lose a tooth or something? But so I put these teeth whitening strips on, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shivers. It literally went from like, not coffee stain, I'm not like a coffee stain smoker kind of a person, like I have pretty clean teeth, to this crazy white smile that just freaked me out, that almost looked fake. Like that episode of Friends when Ross has that UV light on with his teeth whitening and he looks like a Cheshire cat. So I invested in a couple more products because the company started emailing and being like, 75% off this, 75% off that. I thought, okay, I see you. So I went in and got the stain, what's this, identifier, which is this pink pen that you brush on your teeth, and it stays on the teeth that are the stained the most. Then you, after like 2 minutes, wipe, you use the toothbrush dry, I must add, which was super weird, to, brush the stain eraser toothpaste stuff onto your teeth. That gives this like crazy clean, and like your mouth's all hot pink. Oh, I tell you, back in the day when this was like charcoal and we all used to put that stupid, I don't even know what it was. Charcoal in our mouths, and then we'd have like black zombie mouths while we were getting our teeth whitened. I just feel like this is way more fun because it's hot pink and it doesn't leave your mouth like discoloured for ages. And then there's this enamel care, which I understand you would obviously need to be doing if you're bleaching your teeth, that you have to top up the enamel because it's going to be eroding somewhere. I'm not like actively using this stuff, like, I don't know, every second day, every third day. I tried to show Mum and I was like, oh, I've made a mess. So my demonstration to my mum didn't go accordingly. But there's also a red velvet toothpaste, and I brought it. I was like, okay, how does this go? Like, it's red toothpaste. It tastes like red velvet cake. It's delicious. I even gave some to Mum. She didn't even mind it, which is outrageous because she is such like a, toothpaste is toothpaste kind of person. And so it's delicious. Like, I'm hooked. And I think sometimes when you get these products that are like against the grain, you got to sort of wonder, like, because you buy from the supermarket and it's always like consistently the same sort of stuff, like, it's almost like, well, when does something come along that like changes the market or changes the way that you think about a product? This stuff, Hi Smile, yeah, I rate it. I'd probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10. I will continue to buy it, and those ads were definitely convincing, but it's not like, it's one of those things where you buy one thing and then they flood you with like deals. Like, don't buy heaps of products off the website and just be like, I got a good deal. No, buy one and then watch the emails come in that offer you like dirt cheap items. I'm telling you, it's worth it. The next product, oh, here we go, is an item by a company called Cloudy, Cloudy. Now, I'm not one for vaping or cigarettes or anything like that. Like, I don't do that. I tried vaping on my 35th birthday last year and I sneezed 30-something times and freaked all my friends out. I think I had like an allergic reaction. This product, Cloudy, yeah, so it's like vaping cigarettes, but there's 4 flavors to choose from: caffeine, sleep, anxiety, and so I think it's melatonin. Anyway, I'm really big on like sleep, and if you need to like calm and relax or whatever, like, this is a thing. So you just take like a drag, that might be the wrong term for that, but you take like a puff of these electric cigarettes, which is no nicotine. It's just a product. And like within like maybe 10 minutes of the sleep one, I'm out to it. Like, I don't want to look into it too much. It'll freak me out. But I definitely rate this one. I haven't tried the caffeine one because I do love coffee and I don't feel like I need to use that, because I think that's kind of one of those things that if you were to go on like a holiday, you could chuck the caffeine pen in your handbag if you didn't know where there was good coffee where you were going or something. But the other ones, yeah, I think the anxiety one has this ingredient called ashwagandha, and I'm super passionate about ashwagandha. It's like this weird stress relaxant stuff that I kind of sometimes take in like a tablet form, where if I've had like a bad day and I'll be sitting there watching TV and my mind's just going crazy over something that happened at work, I take this tablet and I'm looking at the TV and I'm not even absorbing what's on TV. Like my brain just goes, chillax, like you're fine. So Cloudy, yeah, 9 out of 10. That's a cool product. And again, buy the 4-pack, the sample pack, and then wait for the emails to come in that are like, you know, you get this extra pen for, you know, $6 and a free sleeping mask or whatever. Like, that product is really big on stress, relaxation, and sleep. So they work around those and how to get you like chill. Yeah, I definitely rate that one. That was a different one, but I enjoyed it. And the third one was just, I don't know why I brought this, but I went to Kmart and it was on a TikTok. And it's a shower foam that comes out of this like, you know, hair mousse container, and you spray it in the shower. It comes out so thick. It's like, oh my God. And it's a foam that smells, there's like 8 flavors. I chose the birthday cake one because I was like, that smells delicious, and I'm not going to be sad if I get into bed smelling like birthday cake. But yeah, it's $9, and I think it's going to be one of those things that you can't find for long. Like, it's just going to sell. Everyone's going to go crazy for it. It's literally looks like a shower hair mousse. What do you call those things? Dispenser. But it's shower foam, and oh, I'm here for it. That was amazing. And yeah, just let me know what you think of those. If anyone goes to buy any of those things, or anyone wants any more like, you know, heads up or advice or anything, I'll tell you how it is, and I'll be honest about it. I did have 2 other products, but I'm not going to like inundate people with my thoughts on some Instagram purchases. But just bear in mind that between those 3 brands, it was $100. So yeah, your High Smile was about $35 for 3, 4, 5 products. Cloudy was about $55. And the shower foam was $9. So is that $100? I feel like it's not. Also, I had a lot of questions that, look, I have a lot of people that have been asking me, how did I feel like getting into this whole podcasting thing? And I just wanted to like, you know, give you a bit of history on the fact that I don't fear the microphone. I actually have a podcast microphone that sits in a stand, but right now I'm sitting here with it in my hand, almost like I'd be at karaoke on a Thursday. Like, I actually feel really comfortable with a microphone. It kind of stems back to when I was super young. I couldn't even tell you how old, like maybe, my godmother Donna, she'd tell you how old I was. Old enough that I don't remember. She used to own a singles company in Christchurch called Born Romantic, and I was too young to attend any of her club get-togethers, but she would have maybe sometimes a theme night which would involve karaoke. And she is like this beautiful karaoke singer. She's just got the same kind of depth of voice as me. And on the Sunday after the functions, me and my brother used to go with my mum and help with cleanup and like, you know, just run wild in some of these establishments. And it cracks me up that like they used to obviously take down the band or the microphone and the karaoke setup, that I would always have a go. And I think it comes from like, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, where we would be singing, you know, just for people that were there for, you know, helpers and stuff. I never really had a fear of the microphone. And then leading into intermediate, I was a big public speaker. I mean, I made like finals for like Christchurch debate team. And I even wrote a speech one time that got me through to the speech finals in Christchurch, which was a day in the life of a $10 note. And I think the only thing that let me down was I tied with another person on the best speech in Christchurch, and the way that they were going to, find a winner was to have you do an impromptu speech about gumboots. Still to this day, it traumatizes me, but I wasn't very fluid in what I should talk about with gumboots. So I came second and this other person came first. But I was given a really great mentor in intermediate on how to public speak and hold a debate and be really quick with my responses, that I just have always kind of never feared just getting up with a microphone. And now as I've gotten older, I've had a lot of people come up to me and ask me to be MCs at weddings, be behind the microphone at major birthdays. Take, for example, about a month ago, my cousin messaged me and said that once he gets married, he wants me to MC his wedding. Well, I had to pull the car over. I was almost about to burst into tears, but happy tears, because I was like, A, he's thinking about marriage, and B, that is like the most flattering thing. Someone trusts me with a microphone to be like, yeah, she's going to run our wedding and it's going to be like just, the best. But he's not the only one. And I've always had this sort of like, I don't care. Of course I'll do it. Throw caution into the wind. So I do have a past history with a microphone and I don't hesitate talking. I think it just comes with my personality. So, and also leading on to that, I'm probably like 5 weeks away, maybe, from turning 36. And I'm freaking out because I am such an organized person. And for the first time in like 35 years, I don't know what I want to do for my 36th birthday. And normally, I would have an idea stemming right back to, February. February, I would start getting the ball rolling, right? This is the theme. This is the, but right now, I'm like, what do I want to do? I don't even know. And so, I feel like I've done everything. I actually feel really exhausted with the thought of a party. I was thinking about it last night, and I will sort of mention it. One of my best birthdays was my 21st birthday, and one of my worst birthdays was my 30, what was it, 32? 32. Anyway, I'll tell you about my 21st first. So, we went big. We went massive. I was in Queenstown when I turned 21. I rented out a whole level of the Ridges Queenstown Hotel. I had the event room all organised. About 60 people came. A couple of $1,000 on the bar, because I always shout my friends. I'm always buying the alcohol for everyone. I'm just one of those people that fear getting married because I'm going to obviously run the bar. But at my 21st, still to this day, I don't really know what happened here, but my mum left my hotel room and she was like, just stay here for 5 minutes and then casually wander up to the event room. I've got a surprise for you. And I was like, who's here? What's the surprise? Who's the surprise guest? So I waited about 5 minutes and then I was like, oh, I'll start heading up. I'm nervous. And I get to the elevator and I still to this day don't know how this was this planned. But I pushed the elevator door. Two of my best bartenders in Queenstown at the time, Reese Evans and Christopher Skyner, were standing there in these tuxedos that were full from the front but cut out from the back. So what I saw was just two guys that looked like, 007. I was like, holy moly, I'm getting escorted to my party by two really hot guys. I'm 21, I'm living my best life. And lo and behold, they turned around in the elevator and just started, twerking. And I was like, holy shit, you couldn't plan that. And so they walked me out to the event, and everyone was all gathered at the door, and we walked in, and it was a masquerade, and it was beautiful. And then I spun the boys around, and the room just erupted in laughter, and they just all were just so shocked that they were wearing cutout tuxedos where their meat and two veg were on display almost. And there was people throughout the night that were coming up to me that weren't there when the entrance happened, and they were saying, Danny, the waiters have got their asses hanging out. Honestly, I'm one of those people, if it hasn't happened, it will happen to me. And so my 21st, yeah, that was wild. Back in the day, we actually had the boiler room down on the Earnslaw Park, jetty area. And a very dear friend of mine, Peter Ugetritz, who his sister Storm is actually married to Ronan Keating. That's how, special this whole thing is. He used to run the boiler room, and he was a special character. I don't even know where he is in the world right now. Pete, if you're listening, I miss you. I walked in the door to the boiler room at my 21st, and he sprayed me with a bottle of champagne, and I went home in somebody else's jacket that I still to this day don't know whose it was, but I was cold. But then, going on from that, my worst party was one that happened in Brisbane at the Bavarian Beer House, where we stuffed up. We stuffed up so bad. I was aware that there was a special, and it was 2 espresso martinis for $10 off the tap. And now, look, if anyone says to you the espresso martinis are made on tap, say no. I probably had 8. I mean, my friends all brought them for me. And I just thought nothing of it. I thought, this is espresso martini, like it's delicious. And the next day, I had the shakes. I couldn't eat toast. I couldn't take paracetamol. The hangover was the worst hangover of my life. I was in the fetal position, like I thought I was dying. And the craziest thing about it was that I think how they keep the espresso fresh, and look, tell me if I'm wrong, the guys in the Bavarian Beer House told me that it was made with NOS, nitrous oxide, and obviously it uses that to go through the tap. Well, I must have had like an allergic reaction to it, and I just thought I was hungover. I was like, I can't do this. I had a spirits tasting the next day at Caxton Street, ye old town hall. I don't even know what it was. It was like 150 types of spirits in this one hall where you could just walk along with your glass and just try everything. I mean, these were the boutique spirits that were just stuff you'd never heard of, and I don't know if this is like a known thing, but there's a secret door in that place. So I managed to get myself there. I was crook as a dog. I had the shakes. I was pale as a ghost. And I just looked at all the spirits and I thought, I can't do this. I can't even have the hair of the dog drink. I'm actually going to collapse and fall to shit. So I have to find a seat and just sort myself out. I went through this door. I don't know why I thought it was just a normal walkway. And I found myself in this back bar with this bartender, and he was like, what can I get you? And I said, I'm so hungover. Can I have a Coke, and have you got a bag of chips? He comes back with a hot dog, extra sauce and mustard, and a can of Coke. And I'm sitting there for about an hour and a half while my friends are enjoying the spirits, and I am just trying to turn that corner to feeling good again. And more to the point, they were like, where are you? And I'm like, I went through a door. I don't know where I am. So, that was such a, I will never do that again. I will only drink espresso martinis that are fresh. And I'm getting clammy thinking about it. I was so sick. It was actually disgusting. Whew. Anyway. Speaking of, I also have to mention that this Friday, our beloved bartender here at the Five Stags in Cromwell, George, is leaving. I thought he was leaving a month ago. They kept him on because they needed him, but he is leaving this Friday, and I believe this guy has been with the Stags forever. So the fact that he is actually cruising on to other things is just super special. And I want everyone in Cromwell who's listening to this to be aware that George's last day is Friday. Shall we go and have a massive soiree for him? I don't actually know what's happening, and no one's actually said to me if there's any like celebrations or anything, but I want to put it out there to make sure that my Cromwell listeners all are aware George is departing. And I just don't even know what to feel about that. So I also have, a couple of people that want to come on the podcast that are starting to line up. And it was kind of funny. I thought, I've got massive expectations after having a guest on, because obviously it's super easy to have a chat with a friend. But I got a little bit drunk, almost gave my address out, and I had a few messages asking if Hayley's Maz was her Nana, because we were talking about Nana Yetta with hazard lights. Hayley's Maz is her Mazda car. So if that didn't make any sense, that's what that meant, and I had a few messages about it. It was just funny because before we started chatting, I actually said to Hayley, make sure you elongate all your words for the international people and for people that might not know what a short version of this word is. And also, bear in mind my international auntie is over in Italy, Milan, and she teaches English. And I love her. I don't see her enough. She messages me and she's like, keep it classy, Danny. I was like, sorry. So, I think the next podcast is actually going to have a guest on it, because I actually have someone waiting in the wing that's quite fun, and I've only been friends with him for about 10 days, so he knows nothing. But when he got wind that I had a podcast, I did not stop hearing about it. But yeah, to everyone that sort of sees me around Cromwell or, comes up and we catch up, I love it. I'm here for it. Tell me what you want to hear. And I was actually at the nightclub on Saturday, and this chick was like, that's that chick, that's that podcast girl. And I was like, oh, that's a bit cute. So if you're listening, hi, I'm Danny. I should have, said hello a bit better than I did. But I came from a friend's 30th, and I don't know about you guys, but have you tried those new Good and Greats? They're like the long white vodka drinks that are like the cheap version. Yeah, I reckon they're more potent, because I had lived my best life on Saturday. I'm telling everyone, the Good and Greats are like $20 for a 10-pack, where the long whites are like $45 for a 10-pack. But I think I had more fun on the Good and Greats. It was very special, our friend's 30th. So, yeah, whoopsies. We've reached 33 minutes, and that's just me talking about my history with a microphone, my birthdays. Actually, yeah, if anyone has any ideas on what I should do for my birthday, I think I've run out, and I think in my mind I'm actually going to Hawaii to meet Jason Momoa, but I just don't feel comfortable getting on a plane by myself, so that's not going to happen. But if anyone, has an idea, I feel like I'm all out. I'm all out of ideas, and I'm starting to freak out a little bit because I'm normally so organised. Give them to me. Let me know. Until next time, which will probably be a week away, all going to plan, I will be back to chat to you guys again. Hope you enjoyed podcast number 4. This is Danny Dot, over and out.